Hello everyone, Crow here, and I've got a bunch of pickups here. The first thing I'm going to show off is my wife actually made 3 separate trips to Goodwill, and I'll show you what she picked up on those separate trips. Let's see, the first thing here, let me just adjust this microphone a bit, there you go. First thing is, first trip she made, she got this stack of games here. Each one of these games was $1.99. Some of these are duplicates, but for $2, it's not bad to have an extra copy, or another copy to trade with or whatnot. First game I have here is Gran Turismo 2. I think that it's a 2-disc game, has the manual and everything. Pretty good shape, just need to get the stickers off of it. Next game I have here is a game I would have bought. It always looked interesting to me, and that is Skull Monkeys for the PlayStation. I heard this was a pretty good game. Has everything in there. Next thing, this is actually a PC game. But yeah, this is actually $1.99. That's what the sticker says, at least. Activision's Atari 2600 Action Pack 2 for Windows. Should be interesting to see if this will run on Windows 7. It's got the compatibility, so I don't see why it wouldn't. It looks like it's got Barnstorming, Enduro, Keystone Capers, Laser Blast, Mega Mania, River Raid 2, Skiing, and Stampede. At the very least, it says there's 15 games. So, it could be interesting. Here we have, I know, despite what the sticker says, these were all $2 or $1.99. IHRA Motorsports Drag Racing for the PlayStation. It's kind of surprising how many of these drag racing games have been released for Xbox, PlayStation, and PlayStation 2. I mean, I thought there was one, and I saw another one, and I saw another one. Here we have the Tomb Raider Chronicles. Not really sure what exactly this fits in. I've only played the very first Tomb Raider, and I'm not sure how the other sequels line up and why this is Chronicles or what it's about. Next thing we have here for $1.99, Ratchet and Clank. I think this feels like it's got the manual. Yeah, it's got a poster in there even. Yeah, it looks like there was a poster in here. So I've heard, I haven't played Ratchet and Clank, but it's got to be a great series. It's still going to this day. We have Freak Style, which looks like a is that motorbikes, BMX? No, it's motocross. That's what it is. It's an EA Big, so it must be like in the vein of SSX or whatnot, kind of over the top. In fact, this girl here looks like she's from SSX, or it could be her sister. Who knows? Oh, this is another good game for $1.99. Simpsons Road Rage on the Xbox, the original Xbox. It's like a Grand Theft Auto Simpsons style, so it's actually not bad. I've played a little bit of this before. You have The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring for $1.99. Xbox title. Really don't know too much about this, but look, it is the official game. Based on the literary works of J.R.R. Tolkien. We have Jeopardy for the PS2, $1.99, and I don't know. I like Alex Trebek better when he had his mustache. Here it just looks weird. See, Spider-Man for the PS2. This is based off the first movie, I believe. A friend of mine was playing this, I believe. It doesn't look too bad. We have DDR Max, DDR Revolution. I used to own this at one point, back when I was into DDR. But it's not a bad game, the music and everything. I don't mind playing this on a regular controller. I'm not into jumping around like I used to. And here, this one's still sealed, actually, for $1.99 from Goodwill. This is MX versus ATV Unleashed. Still sealed. Believe it or not. Look at the original price tag from Meyer at $19.99, so that's quite a discount there. All right, next trip she made to Goodwill, she found this. I told her to pick it up. I believe this whole thing was $7, $6.99. It's a 6-switch Atari 2600, and I do like the 6 switches better. It's not a heavy sixer, but The other 6 switch I have doesn't output that great video. If this one does better, I'll replace my 4 switch with it. But it came with controller. Let's see here. Yeah, it came with 2 joysticks and 1 set of paddles. But it also came with a whole bunch of games. Let's see here. It came with, and I think I have most of these. You have Donkey Kong. I know that's a duplicate. Air-Sea Battle. Now, I don't know if I have this label variation of it. Asteroids. I believe I have a couple extra copies of this one. Combat. I think I have this one. Casino. I know I don't have Casino. Football. I don't know if I have this label variation of football. Outlaw. I believe I have this one. This might be better condition than the one I have. Dragster, which is not a popular game, but I remember playing this against my dad back in the day, and I found it entertaining. This is actually a better copy of the game than I used to that I have right now. Copy of Space Invaders. Again, I have it, but I don't know if I have that label variation. Defender. Now, this is the Sears Telegames label variation of the game. No, I don't have that. Of course, Pac-Man. You can't get a lot of Atari 2600 games without getting a copy of Pac-Man. And looks the last one here, Berserk. I know I have Berserk, and this label doesn't really look that great. So that'll be in a trade pile. I'm going to have to make a trade video or a trade document or something sometime in the future. I've got a ton of duplicate games at this point. And it looks like she may have bought this one at the same time too. NASCAR Thunder 2004, $2 for the Xbox. Let me just stack these out of the way. And hope they don't fall. Okay. And we have another trip to Goodwill. And she picked this up for, was it $2? Yeah, $2. This is actually a Xbox 360 controller. It's like brand new. We tested it out. It works great and everything. For $2, that cannot be beat because like this controller is like $40. So you get, very nice to get that. And look at this blew me away too. For $1.99, a Xbox controller still in the blister pack. Yeah, I would have jumped on this too for not to have a brand new Xbox controller. She picked this up to me because oh yeah, one of the games I bought that I forgot to because it's not really a pickup. I downloaded it. Super Meat Boy. I downloaded it off of Steam. Cannot recommend that game highly enough. But you do need a D-pad. My wife had an Alienware controller. It works really good for it. But she picked up this for like 99 cents at Goodwill too. It's a Logitech controller, and this could work very well for that as well. And let's see here. We have a GameCube controller for 99 cents. You know what? These still are useful because we can use these. And finally, well, actually no, it's not finally. She got this Forsaken 64 for, it says $2.99, but it may have been $1.99, or was it $2.99? It was $2.99. And let's stack this over here. What was this one? $6.99 too? $7.99? Oh, $4. $4. Dreamcast bundle with all the cords. The Dreamcast's in really good condition. We've got one Dreamcast controller in there with the, let's get that out there, with the VMU. So even the VMU by itself, that's worth $4 right there. But to get the controller and a system, and there's actually a third-party PlayStation controller in there, Pelican. So that's all the trips to Goodwill. Now, earlier today, we didn't have anything to do. We went to this place, People Play Games. It's in Wrigleyville in Chicago. So we picked up a whole load of stuff there. I think overall we spent about $220. So let's start with what we've got in this bag. I tied a knot in the bag, so games wouldn't be rolling around my trunk. So here we go. We got for $5.95. All these games were 10% off because I have a membership there, so we get 10% off. That's Name This Game for the Atari 2600. And the reason this game is called Name This Game is because they had a contest for people to send in submissions to name the game. And I guess they never finished the contest, and the game stayed as Name This Game. So that, just to have that is hilarious. It's a U.S. Games title for $5.95. I had to get this one for the ColecoVision Bump and Jump. Paid $9.95 for it. A little bit more than what I really wanted to pay for it, but I like Bump and Jump, so it's a ColecoVision game I didn't have, so I had to get that. Let's see, we picked up Magic Sword for the NES, a title which I was always interested in. And let's see, was that out of blurry, out of focus? There we go. I was not gonna pass up for $3.95. Actually says that right there. $3.95. Oh! Pause. Alright, I'm back. My light is actually doing a balancing act up there, and it just fell over. But yeah, where was I? Magic Sword for $3.95. I picked up Mortal Kombat for the Sega CD, which was a version of this game I was always interested in. It was $4.95, so $5, 10% off. Not bad. I was always interested in how this version of the game was. Let's see, we got Baku Baku for the Sega Saturn, which was always a interesting puzzle game, but I picked it up for $6.95. So yeah, it seemed interesting. Let's see, might as well do this one. I did what was this? Criticom, which looked like a really, really cheesy fighting game to me. Price was $4.95, but yeah, it just looks so weird, and it's for $5. I'm not gonna pass it up. It's a game that piqued my interest. Here's another game. RoboPit looks really, really crappy, but still, those kind of games interest me. And plus, price was right at $2.95. So. And here's another game. This game was like the first one I ever bought for the PS1. But there is a Saturn version, so I picked up Wipeout for the Saturn. I wanted to see what this was like on the Saturn. For $4.95. Again, not going to pass it up. And we have Galaxy Fight, which is actually, I think this is a port of a Neo Geo game. So this is the Saturn version, and again, another interesting fighting game for $3.95. So again, had to keep that in my hands when I got my hands on it. Let's see here. Put these off to the side because I'll save those for last. Plasma Sword for the Dreamcast. Fighting game, which always seemed interesting to me, especially since this character here was in Marvel vs. Capcom, I believe. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What is that? $9.95. This is also the sequel of another game, and I can't remember what it was. Or maybe this is the game I'm thinking of. I know there's a prequel to this game, I believe, and I used to have it. Now I can't think of the name of it. My wife wanted this game, so I picked it up. Illbleed. And I remember somebody playing this game before, and it's a really weird survival horror game where the more freaked out you are, the more likely you are to get more freaked out. Kind of weird, and you don't see this game that often. And so we picked it up for $20, $19.95. Now I already had a copy of this game, but I didn't have it with the box, and I really wanted the box for it so I can have a complete copy, and that's Comic Zone for the Genesis. So this does have the box, the cartridge is in really good shape, and the manual and everything. I mean, for a cardboard box to be in this kind of condition is great, and that's one of the reasons I picked it up for $13.95. Now, before I go on, they did have a couple other Genesis games I was interested in, but I did not want to pay the money. Actually, I have one other one. They did have Gunstar Heroes complete in box, but I was not really ready to fork over $30 for it. Even though that's what it may be worth, I was like, I just didn't want to add that to everything else I was buying. And also, the other game that they had that I didn't jump on was Conker's Bad Fur Day. And it's mainly because for the cartridge by itself, they wanted $46 for it. And I think I could get it on eBay with the box and manual for $60. So I passed on that as well. But here's more stuff I didn't pass on. And I was not going to pass on this Intellivision game, Buzz Bombers, because that always looked interesting to me. And we have it complete in the box here for $7.95. I think a television dude can appreciate that I picked up this game. And I picked up this one because the cover art was so awful and the game was so cheap. And it's pro wrestling on the Sega Master System. This is just the worst art I've ever seen on a video game. He's like grappling his own head. I don't get that. And it's like, it's the weirdest cover art I've ever seen. This was $3.95, and it's complete in box, and it's like I was cracking up looking at this box, and I was pro wrestling for. Oh man, I was gonna get it. So those were all the games, but here is something my wife had to pick up. We were actually on our way out and bought everything else, and my wife decided, you know what, I want to get this. And let me just unplug this and plug this so it's easier to handle. It's a watermelon Nintendo 64. I think we're going for now the all the variations of the Nintendo 64 since we have most of them. I think what we're missing is like the Pokemon one and a purple one. I don't know what flavor the purple one was called. Grape. It's called Grape. So other than that, we have all the rest of them, I believe. Unless there's a silver one. I don't know if there's a silver one or not. There is not a silver one, apparently. $48.95. It came with the cables and the watermelon controller. I thought you said it didn't come with a controller. It has to come with an extra. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it comes with a controller at least then, too. So I think we have all the controllers for each of the systems too. Finally, this was something I wanted to buy, but I wanted a different version of it. But they had it there, and I kind of didn't want to pass it up. Something I used to have, something I wanted to get again, and it is a Commodore 64 in the box. Now, I really wanted a Commodore 64C, because that is my favorite version of it. But this will do just fine. And it was, let's see here, $64.95. See, everything in here, let me just move this so it doesn't fall. Let's see, move that right there, okay? Because I want to open up this box. It has the user's guide in it. And the power supply, which is heavy. And just a regular RC cable, which, not really necessary. But what's nice about this place is that when they sell you systems like that, they give you one of these as well. So, got another one of these. And here's the Commodore. It's got the cover on it. And the system itself, and must say it is rather nice to have one of these again. It's been such a long time since I've had my Commodore, so there's actually one game I'm trying to get for it, a game I used to play all the time, and that is Le Mans, and it's a cartridge game that I used to paddle with, that I used to play all the time, and I'm actually looking on eBay for one right now. I put in an offer for one, because I didn't want to pay the price that they were selling it for. So there's that. And actually, these cartridges I pulled aside were Commodore 64 games, and I actually pulled them aside so I could show that first. And I picked up Kickman for $1.95, and I picked up Jupiter lander for $1.95. So I am going to start building up a Commodore 64 collection. What I need to get now is a disk drive for it so I can play the floppy disks games that I used to have. And that is everything. This has been a long 20-minute video of pickups. And I'm glad that I don't have to split the video up anymore, though it is a bit of a pain to upload it because I have problems uploading videos for some reason, and YouTube likes to just stop uploading them. It takes me multiple attempts sometimes to get them up there. But hopefully I can get this up there sometime soon. And that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time. Bye.
So in the future, kids become gay agents?